Listen, we are losing good businesses at a record's pace. And I don't think that it's really calculating all the great businesses that we are losing for one reason or another. But if you don't want your favorite restaurant to leave your city, we need to talk about this right now. All of our favorite restaurants and places we like to spend money are leaving at record pace. You need to understand what I'm saying. Leaving at record pace. And some part of it, I believe, is by design and whatever and whatnot, but we're not dealing with that today. What I want to encourage you about as working class, middle class people is we need to keep circulating a portion of our money to keep our favorite restaurants and businesses here in our city. You know, many of you are not even aware of the fact of how many businesses have either left or they just completely shut down. And in many cases, you would see cities looking like this starting off, and over time, they become this. And the truth of the matter of these two realities is that once a city tends to get to this place here, these small town places here, it's very hard, or even to the point of being impossible, for this city to ever return to its beginning vibrant state. You don't want that to happen to your city. I don't want that to happen to my city. So what I'm doing now is creating awareness to say, hey, I know that you're on a budget. I know that you're trying not to spend, and all of this is going on. I totally understand. You know, we're fighting a multifaceted problem when it comes to middle class economics and survival, and we're fighting a lot of things. But one thing we need to keep on our radar is the places that you like to support. You need to set some money in your budget aside to at least try to keep these businesses hanging around. Now, most people don't believe me when I say this, but let me give you some statistics, man, that I got off of Google, man, just to give you perspective, man. This is not an expert opinion. Hey, do your own research. But listen, I just want to put it on your radar going into 2026, man. Some of these businesses I love. I want to keep them around, and I just want to bring awareness. Check this out. Here in Los Angeles, in California, right? Los Angeles has lost a significant amount of small businesses, roughly 100,000 closures between 2023 and 2024. 100,000 closures in 1 year in Los Angeles. Now, keep in mind, if you've been keeping up with the news, Los Angeles, that area over there was a Palisades fire, that happened over there in that area and totally scorched a ton of acreage out in that area. And they may have some causes to it, you know what I'm saying? But you never know. But what I'm saying is 100,000 small businesses in a matter of 1 year in Los Angeles. Let me give you another one. San Francisco, one of my favorite cities in the whole entire world. No place like San Francisco. And we tend to visit San Francisco for Christmas time and different things like that because the city is very vibrant during that time. I don't know how it is now because I haven't been recently. But San Francisco is one of my favorite cities, and there's a lot of restaurants that I frequent when I actually visit San Francisco. But listen to this statistic right here. From 2018 to 2024, San Francisco, Oakland area lost about 24,000 small businesses in a single year. The San Francisco, Oakland area lost 24,000 small businesses in that area for one reason or another. And further on in this video, I want to give you some reasons why many of these businesses are shutting down. That's why I'm really trying to encourage you. Hey, listen, if you are in a nice town and you got respectable businesses, try to find a way to send a couple of dollars their way just to help all of us weather this storm together, because we are all in this together. And at the end of this storm, when we come out of this, some of my favorite restaurants, I still want them to be around. All right. So you look at New York, a place I've never been. New York lost a net loss of 27 corporate businesses, right? But they roughly lost 3% of their retail in New York. 3% of the retail gone. Now, keep in mind, there may be new businesses that show up, but you need to understand there were some unique, curated businesses that you may never see again that's gone out of New York City, that's gone out of San Francisco, that's gone out of Los Angeles. For whatever reason, these great ideal businesses are gone, are just swept under the rug. And I come from a small town. I moved here to California, man, back in the early 2000s, man. I moved here, from back east. And the fact of the matter is, I know what a small town looks like. I know what a town looks like that only has a Walmart as your main store and maybe some type of buffet restaurant, and that's the whole deal there. You got a couple of general stores. I know what that feels like to actually see that. I know, and to stay in a place where you have so much variety of restaurants and shopping and different things like that, you don't always have those luxuries everywhere. So if you are in a city and you have these options, hey, put it on your radar, my friend. Listen, some of the big box stores that we know right now, like Big Lots, Party City, collectively, they closed over 2,000 stores nationwide. 2,000 stores. Big Lots and Party City closed 2,000 plus stores nationwide. Big Lots, again, one of my favorite stores to go to. Now, right now, you can see this hat. Harbor Freight right now is one of my favorites that I like going to, man, to go in and get some of my knickknacks and tchotchkes. I like going to those places. But Big Lots, I would have never thought in my wildest imagination that they would close their location in my city. It was such a surprise to see them all of a sudden. One day they're there for 10 years. And in a short amount of time, they're gone. Will we see them again? I don't know. But they've closed over 2,000 locations nationwide. This may not be your stilo, that may not be your store, but a lot of these big box restaurants, a lot of these small businesses, man, they are just vanishing, man. And we, as middle class people, we're so tunnel vision sometimes that you're so focused on your stuff that you're missing everything that's going on around you. And as a working class man, I can't just be, set on just my home. I got to also think about my home that's in this neighborhood, that's in this city. You see what I'm saying? It's your vision has got to expand. That's all I'm saying. So look at this. Pharmacy chains, Rite Aid. Think about it. How many Rite Aids do you see here lately? Walgreens. Thank God we still have one Walgreens that I know. But Rite Aids, you remember Rite Aids? Thrifty's ice cream. You remember that? Some of the cheapest alcohol you can get. Gone. Rite Aid, gone. And Walgreens, I believe they're on their way. Now, it's saying due to bankruptcy and different things like that. Like I say, it's a lot of stuff that's going on. And I'm not saying that one person, 10 people, 100 people can solve this big problem. Only thing that I'm saying, let's take a actual effort to try and help these businesses stay around. All right, that's fair enough. Okay, you look at Bed Bath and Beyond. Don't act like you don't remember Bed Bath and Beyond. Come on, don't do that. Don't do it. Bed Bath and Beyond had products that you would never, you're not gonna find them nowhere. You can go to Target, you can go to Ross, you can go to any of them other stores, Michael's, you go any of those. You ain't gonna find what you found in Big Bath and Bed Bath and Beyond. Why can't I say there was too many B's? You're not gonna find. What about Sears? I grew up on Sears, man. I grew up on Sears. You used to could buy things in Sears and Roebucks back then. When I was younger, I remember Sears and Roebucks that you couldn't find anywhere. You could get things from a washer and dryer, from a car, from kitchen products, housing products. You could even finance a house at Sears. Could you believe that? And to think we are never going to see Sears again. Probably never going to see it again. It's gone. It's gone. And many of us do not even pay attention to these great businesses that used to impact our life in a positive way. Gone. Gone. All right. Now, what are the factors? What are the factors that has caused these businessmen to vanish out of thin air? You know, that they're just being swept off the board, man. What are the factors? There are 4 major factors that I found, man, just doing a little research, man, just to have this discussion. Again, do your own research, man. You know what I'm saying? Check out I'm not trying to be right in this. I'm not trying to be the expert. I'm just trying to bring awareness, right? All right, come on. The first thing is remote work. Remote work. People not want to go into the office. You want to stay at home to do the same thing you did when you go in the office or whatever, you know what I mean, for whatever reason it was. Those things affected businesses because people weren't going out anymore as much. They were basically staying home. And I know it affect corporations. I know it affect them because you got people who can do your same work in your pajamas, man. It's a whole nother different mindset. Yeah, you got the work done, but that being at home part is programming you, you know, because it's a different feeling for me to put on clothes, get in my car, get in traffic, drive whatever hour and a half to my job or whatever, you know, if it takes that long, drive an hour and a half, go to my company, clock in, be around other people, you know, that's work or social. That's a whole different mind trip than versus not having to deal with any of that. You can clock in at home and you can just stay in your environment. Whole different mindset. Made it very difficult for people to actually want to return to work. You know, you don't believe me? Ask the company we work. You know, ask a lot Salesforce. You know, a lot of these companies definitely in Silicon Valley, man. I mean, we see all the massive layoffs and the massive firings, man, that's happened with Google, Meta, Microsoft. We could continue to name it, but they were offering that remote work kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, maybe they was doing that as a systematic way to kind of over time, you know, speculation. Okay. Number 2, economic pressures. A lot of these retail chains were dealing with high debt, rising inflation, high interest rates, reduced customer spending. That's you and me. Reduced customer spending made it hard for the business to stay profitable, man. It made it hard, man. With all of those factors that's attacking this business. And then when you got regular, everyday people like you and I, who tend to say, hey, you know what? I don't want to go to this sit down restaurant, because they are expensive. But you will spend the exact same amount of money for fast food simply because you just don't want to get out of the car. Come on now, y'all know I'm not lying to y'all. You don't want to get out the car. You spent the same 40 to 60 bucks at this fast food restaurant where you could have gave that money to somebody who's actually taking time to prepare your food, man. But it's just a simple matter of, hey, it's cold outside and I don't want to get out of the car. So a lot of these retail businesses, man, have faced a lot of obstacles simply because people just didn't feel like, being hassled, man, being in the hustle and bustle, right? Now there's other factors to that, what I'm saying, which I will share. But there's urban challenges. Now, this is why I want to talk to urban challenges. It's like factors like increased crime, rampant shoplifting, weak law enforcement, generally safety concerns, and different things like that, So the business it's crime around. It's in a negative neighborhood now. The shopping center is going down. And I can show you videos of shopping centers that look great on the outside, but serious gang activity over there. So I can only imagine how much profit these people are actually making. You got increased crime. You got rampant shoplifting, as you can see, happen a lot in San Francisco. There was a point in San Francisco where you basically had to leave your trunk, windows down and everything because people would just steal out your car and and all that type of stuff like that was kind of going on. Couldn't believe it. Been in California for years, could not believe that it was going to come to that, man. But yeah, that happened. So when you have those factors along with people not patronizing these businesses on a regular basis, then on top of it, you got just a whole different mindset of people. We're losing businesses, man, like the epidemic. And with the large corporations, they're leaving just as a domino effect. These large corporations, like I said, like Big Lots, Walgreens, Rite Aid, those type of places, they're leaving for bigger reasons than just the small business, but nevertheless, they're leaving. Okay. How can we help fix this stuff? And most of it I tried to say and mention, but one thing, we can shop and use local first. Make an intentional choice to spend money at local stores, restaurants, and service providers to keep the dollar circulating in our community. That's one of the major things that we can do, man. Keep them dollars circulating. Don't follow this TikTok trend, no spending month or whatever. It's like, what are you talking about, no spending money? Because you give the money to your gas and light bill. You give money to your mortgages and rent. You give money to your car payment. What you talking about not spending? You're not gonna pay nobody. What are you? You already paying somebody. Just send a few ducats, man, over there that way so we can keep that favorite restaurant here, where later on when we get a good windfall, we can actually spend more money with them. I'm not saying, break the bank, break the budget. I'm saying just think about them from time to time. Once a month, man, just patronize these places, man. And then if enough of us do it once a month, man, right. Number 2, engage online and offline. Believe it or not, a lot of these online businesses, I'm not even going to call their name, allegedly, are really a sore spot when it comes to these small businesses. Because if you can go online to save $2 $3, $4, versus going over here and shopping with this unique boutique, and they may be a little more expensive for whatever reasons of their cost values and all that type of thing. But hey, we're trying to keep these people around. It's the exact same shirt, but online is cheaper, which the fact is you got to pay for the shipping there, and most people places is free, but still try to find a way to buy something from actual local stores also. So I'm not saying don't shop online. Yes, shop online, but shop offline too. Number 3, give some constructive feedback to businesses and different things like that. Give them constructive feedback on how they can improve, how can they engage the customer more, because if you're a person that come there all the time, giving them feedback to say, hey, maybe, instead of opening up at this time, it's more of us that come at this time, give them feedback, man. So that shows that you are actually vested in your favorite eatery, right? A business. And also, last but not least, number 4, join a local group. Participate in your chamber of commerce or business associate to build networks and advocate for local needs. Join the chamber of commerce, man. There's other things that you can actually do, in part to really bring the focus on keeping small businesses around, keeping big box stores around. I like it that where I am right now, there's a Walmart, there's a Target, there's a Sam's Club, there's a Costco, there's a lot of these big name places, man, and even a lot of these smaller restaurants, man. There's a lot of my favorite restaurants that's around, and I'm happy that there are around. But I was thinking today, when I was thinking about, just running past some fast food place, man, actually going in, sitting down, having a meal, having it prepared, being in their environment. And I thought, I really need to encourage people from my platform to say, hey, continue to shop small. Set a few ducats to the side to have a special date, a special moment with the family at your favorite restaurant. Go out and actually patronize businesses, man, to send them a little ducats their way, send them some attention their way. Because when businesses leave, it's very hard for them to rear back up and actually come back. That's all I'm saying. Hey, if you like this, hey, like and subscribe, man. This is Working Class Rich. My name is Starsky Inspires. And always remember to think better than the rest. See you later.